These 6 habits quietly shape your identity every day. Have you ever noticed how two people can want the exact same life, but only one of them actually becomes the person capable of creating it? It usually isn't because one person is more talented. It isn't because they have more motivation. It's because identity is being shaped in small moments most people completely ignore. Every action you repeat becomes evidence. Evidence that you're disciplined. Evidence that you're unreliable. Evidence that you're confident. Or evidence that you always give up. And whether you realize it or not, these 6 habits are quietly teaching your brain who you are every single day. 1. Keeping small promises to yourself. Here's something most people don't realize. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your brain remembers. You say you'll wake up earlier. You say you'll exercise. You say you'll finally begin that project. But when the moment arrives, you negotiate your way out of it. Once doesn't seem important, but repeated enough, it creates an identity. You stop thinking, I avoided it today. You start believing, I'm someone who never follows through. Psychologists often describe confidence as a form of self-trust, and self-trust isn't built through positive thinking. It's built through evidence. Keeping one small promise may seem insignificant, but it tells your brain, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. 2. Choosing discomfort before you feel ready. Have you ever waited to feel confident before doing something uncomfortable? That's the trap. Confidence rarely arrives before action. It usually appears afterwards, when you speak even though you feel nervous. Go somewhere alone. Attempt something you might fail at. You create proof that discomfort cannot control you. Your brain naturally prefers familiarity because familiar situations feel safer. This is partly why the status quo bias is so powerful. But every time you willingly enter discomfort, your identity begins to shift. You no longer see yourself as someone who is fearless. You become someone who can act while afraid, and that is much more powerful. 3. Writing down what you're actually thinking. Here's why journaling can feel uncomfortable at first. It forces you to confront thoughts that normally remain vague. Inside your head, emotions overlap. Fear sounds like logic. Insecurity disguises itself as preparation. Avoidance feels like patience. But once you write your thoughts down, patterns become visible. Psychologists call this metacognition, the ability to observe your own thinking. Instead of being trapped inside an emotion, you begin examining it. You notice what repeatedly triggers you, what you keep avoiding, what you claim to want but never prioritize. Journaling doesn't magically solve your problems. It simply makes it much harder to lie to yourself about them. 4. paying attention to your self-talk. Some people insult themselves all day and then wonder why they lack confidence. I'm awkward. I'm lazy. I always ruin things. These sentences may feel like harmless observations, but repeated language becomes identity. Your brain begins filtering experiences through the labels you give yourself. This is connected to confirmation bias. Once you believe you're socially awkward, you notice every uncomfortable pause and ignore every conversation that went well. Healthy self-talk doesn't mean pretending you're perfect. It means describing yourself in a way that leaves room for growth. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at this, say, I'm still learning how to do this. One statement creates a prison. The other creates a direction. 5. Designing your environment carefully. Have you ever noticed that some versions of you only appear around certain people? Around one person, you feel ambitious. Around another, you become negative. In one environment, you focus easily. In another, you constantly procrastinate. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than willpower alone. Humans unconsciously copy attitudes, language, and emotional patterns from the people around them. This is sometimes called emotional contagion. Your environment repeatedly shows you what is normal. So ask yourself, does your environment make growth easier, or does it constantly reward the version of you that you're trying to leave behind? 6. Stop trying to feel like a new person first. The biggest mistake people make when changing themselves is waiting for the new identity to feel natural. They want to feel disciplined before becoming consistent, confident before speaking, motivated before taking action. But identity doesn't usually change first. Behavior does. Then your brain catches up. You don't become a reader, and then begin reading. You read repeatedly until I'm a reader starts feeling true. You don't become confident and then face discomfort. You face discomfort until confidence becomes part of your identity. The person you're becoming is hidden inside the actions you keep repeating. So stop asking, do I feel different yet? Start asking, what evidence did I give myself today? Because your identity isn't shaped by the goals you write down once. It's shaped by the choices you make when nobody is watching. Keep the promises. Choose the discomfort. Observe your thoughts. Change your language, protect your environment, and let your actions introduce you to the person you're capable of becoming. Subscribe to Valeris for more psychology that helps you understand your behavior and quietly change it.